no fishing. You can see how rough it is out there, and it's going to get a lot worse once the tide gets up. Let's just hope we've got some fishing gear left. Well, as you can see, I'm out fishing. Not the nicest of days, but I've kept the camera off because it's been raining quite a bit, so I didn't want to get the camera wet. It's got an open back, but just picked up this beauty. It's got to be the best part of probably 8 pound, I'd say, maybe just under. I've had a couple of small ones as well. We're going to carry on and see if we can get any more. Got a little friend on the boat. He's just hanging out. He's just walking around the boat. He crash landed on the boat. I think he's pretty exhausted. It looks like his foot hurts a little bit as well. So I thought we'd have a look at some of the lobsters that are in the tank. It's coming to the end of the year, so we don't have many in here. But we keep them in here, and then customers come up and pick up the lobsters in their own time. I don't ever overload it, so. But the real reason we're in here is I want to show you this. I caught this in a crab pot today, right here. And that is one big crab. I've got to be careful because I haven't cut the claws. But you see the size of these claws, and I've got big hands. This crab weighs 7.5 pounds. Now I know they do get bigger, but this is my personal best, and I caught this in the bay in about 20 feet of water. I've been going out deep trying to get a real big one in the real deeps, and I finally catch one right in the shallows, not far from where I actually moor my boat. Incredible. But he's an absolute cracker. Normally I'd put about 4-6 crabs in this box and put water in and keep them for the customers. And you can see this one fills up the whole box. And with those crushers, I mean, he could quite easily wrap them around my arm, and if you squeeze down, he could more likely break my arm or the bones. It's a very powerful crab. Well, better leave him be, otherwise he'll just get upset. Probably that one's probably 4.5 to 5 pounds, I'd say. So I thought I'd get my camera out. Check that out. 2 bass on 1 hook, or 1 lure. How cool is that? They're both going to be too small, but that was amazing. babies. It's a real little cute one. They get a lot bigger than this. So, back to the little road. Nice big one. So, here's today's lobster. Now, I didn't bother filming when I was out there. Completely forgot to switch the camera on. And that lobster is about, it's just over 4.5 pounds. It's a male one, it's not a female, so. An absolute cracker, that one. So, I've just been out pulling my pots up. I got one of these. Absolute beauty, that. It's got to be 4 pounds or so. We don't get many of these. This is the first good one I've had this year. I had a small one early on, which I put back. But this one's got to be 4.5 pounds probably. It's superb. Like I say, I normally get about one a year. It's a decent bass too. It's not quite ready yet. There we go. What a monster. What an absolute giant. That has got to be probably one of my biggest bass ever. And all taken on a little telescopic rod. That goes to show. I upped the size of the lure. And we ended up with that beauty. That is a cracking fish. So you'd have seen the bass at the end there. That came in at 11.25 pounds. The large crayfish, or the spiny lobster you might call them, that one came in at 5.5 pounds. It was a lot bigger than I thought it was. And the pigeon was an interesting one because he sat there for a couple of hours in the boat. I came back in, he didn't actually take off from the boat until I got to the shore, and I put him on the front out the way when I was cleaning the boat up, and he did try and take off, and he literally got 6 feet and fell into the water. So I had to jump in the dinghy, re-rescue him again. Actually brought him home, and we phoned up a racing pigeon guy over here, and he found out that the pigeon actually came from down the bottom of France somewhere, and he said that the pigeon itself had almost raced itself to death. It was that thin, so he took it and took care of it, and I don't know what happened after. I'm pretty certain he would have got it back to the owner down in France, or sent him back, something like that. But he took care of me. He knew what to do with him. So that all ended rather well for the pigeon. Anyway, you can see there's this old boat here. This boat actually I bought 25 years ago. It was in a field. The actual original owner had died, and his wife had it in the field, all the gunnels and that. It was just the shell basically. It was rotten. I bought it, and a friend helped me put a keel on it because we decided it had such a tiny keel, we didn't like it as it wouldn't be stable, it would drift. So we actually put, I don't know if you can see it down here, but we put a bigger keel, which is still there to this day, and it made the boat incredibly stable. This was my first ever sort of proper boat, you might say. It's been sitting in the garden for a while now. Needs sorting out. I need to change the wood on it again, really. I started on it and then I just left it for years. I mean, I put in a new oak Samson and that, and it needs all the floorboards and everything doing, but I mean it's a sound boat, because I'd actually turned it up and I'd gone over the whole bottom, revamping it, any little nicks and that, regelling, re-fiberglassing, anything, and I'd sorted all the base out, flipped over, started on this. You can see I haven't even got the doors on that, but I'm gonna, like I say, strip it out again, probably redo it, or I'll just sell it, I'll just get rid of it. Like I say, it was a boat that I've had for many years, and it's probably, this thing was probably made in the, well, right at the beginning, 60s, 70s, something like that. I don't know for sure. But it's been a very seaworthy boat, and it's watched a lot of boats sink around it on the moorings over the years. I remember one year 2 Orkneys went down, Orkney 19s, and this thing still stayed afloat, so, because it's like a cork that cuts through the water. Anyway, we will get back to the fishing at some point. It's a nice day today. It's actually the calm after the storm, or between storms. We just had a real monstrous storm, and like I say, now it's just a little bit of calm in between. There's another one coming, so we'll get out there when we can. At the moment the water will be like mud, so it won't be any good for pulling lures around anyway, and we're coming up to Christmas, so get that out of the way, and then we'll go from there and see how we get on.